Hey comic fans, Dave here at Ground Zero on what is proving to be a special, stupendous week. Why, you ask? Is today your birthday? Better, today is New Comic Book Day, and not just any New Comic Book Day, but the most colossal, stupendous, spectacular New Comic Book Day in the history of comics. And that's not just hyperbole. Back it up, you say? Well, okay. X of Swords. It's been a huge storyline. Everybody has loved it, and this week we get not one, not two, but three X of Swords crossover issues, all here, all ready, reason enough to get out of bed and come to your local comic book store. But wait, as they say, there's more. Amazing Spider-Man hits the big issue number 49. Okay, if that doesn't seem big, luckily we get complicated Marvel math, which means it's also issue number 850. And next issue is going to be number 50, so we get not one, but two colossal, triple-sized, extra expensive anniversary issues in a row. Thank you, Marvel. May I have another. Also this week, Walking Dead returns. It's not new, but it's in color. It's in color because they're going to represent the entire Walking Dead saga, just this time in glorious, bloody color. And it starts this week. Also starting this week, 8th time's the charm, because in case those last 7 Champions number 1s weren't enough to hook you up, we're going to try again. Champions returns, issue number 1 this week. Let's give it a go, Marvel says. Also, Justice League, another death metal crossover. Guys, those are the words you want to hear, death metal and crossover. And it's Justice League, so you'll want to buy it. Star Wars. Let's face it, a comic book week without an issue of Star Wars is just not worth getting out of bed. Marvel knows this, and they are delivering with the new issue of Star Wars. Also new this week, Transformers Back to the Future, because somebody out there wanted to see a DeLorean turn into a giant robot. Well, wherever you are, you get your wish, because it's here this week. Also new this week, Cat Ninja. Now, I haven't actually read this one, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's about a cat who's also a ninja. And it's here, new this week. Guys, it's a big week. I've got comic books going all the way down to my ankles. That's how you know it's a particularly big week, because our shelves are bursting with comic book goodness. And if you need more, okay, yeah, Batman 100. You've waited long enough. DC has teased you endlessly. The book that you want, the book that your mother wants, the book that your Aunt Ethel wants. Everybody wants this book. It is finally here. DC knows it's got you hooked. That's all really we need to say. Why is it that Batman just absolutely dominates and leads the industry? Because it wasn't always that way. You know, once upon a time, Superman was the king of comics. He was the first. He was the most iconic superhero out there. Batman was really kind of the yin to his yang. He was the Rolling Stones to Superman's Beatles. And even as you got into the 60s, Batman was selling so poorly, DC was considering canceling some of its books. But that all changed. Once we get to the 70s, you had the Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil issues that were just absolutely spectacular. You had Frank Miller's work in the 80s, and this really transformed Batman into the dominant character we know today. The character that really kind of epitomizes the way America likes to see itself. Because let's face it, Superman, for all his Technicolor glory, is, as one of my customers like to say, Captain Every Power. He can do everything. If he races the Flash, it's a tie. Come on, DC. Speed is all the Flash has got. If you're gonna make the race a tie, at least give Flash heat vision. It's only fair. Batman, on the other hand, very little separates Batman from you, except for his determination, his strength of will, and a few $1 billion, and the fact that he likes to dress up as a bat. But other than that, he's practically just like the rest of us. And yet through sheer force of will, he tells the Justice League what to do. If the Justice League breaks up, it's because Batman doesn't want to play anymore. If the Justice League gets back together, it's because Batman wishes it so. He is the guy that pretty much runs the entire DC universe. And not just the DC universe. If somebody needs to take Superman down a peg or two, Batman is the guy who can kick the stuffing out of him. If you saw the Green Lantern movie and wanted to rip up all your Green Lantern comic books, who did you turn to for comfort? Batman, who painted his entire body yellow and kicked the absolute living poop out of Green Lantern. If you need somebody to take care of aliens, Predator, Batman is your guy. He basically can beat everybody. In fact, Batman's got a file on you with exactly what it will take to beat you. In the case of some of us, not all that much. But it doesn't matter. You're in Batman's file somewhere, I guarantee it. Guys, stay on the good side of Batman's file. Get out of bed, come into your local comic book stop, because today is the biggest and most stupendous comic book day you will ever experience. Don't miss it. Whatever you're doing today, guys, make it the absolute best you positively can. We'll be open in about an hour. We'll see you then. Thanks a lot, guys.